doctor said they did like everything they could, but like nothing was working, so they have to pull the plug because she wasn't like breathing on her own.
Mm.
So when I heard that, like my heart just dropped. Like I didn't know what to do. It's like I couldn't even move. Like I was just froze. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. My heart just dropped and I just started crying. So then um, went to the hospital, all my like family and stuff there, and then I seen them like pull like the plug out the wall,
Mm.
and then it was like first my mom like out the it was my brother like made me like numb.
Welcome back to Turn on the Lamb podcast. I'm here with my amazing guest, my cousin, my blood relative, Taeshaun. Man, I appreciate you for joining the show.
Sir, thank you.
Yeah, man. So we're just talking in the back about who we think the best NBA player is. In your opinion, who's the best NBA player?
I think as of right now, like it's probably Shay, but like as I said, I don't really like the all the flopping and stuff. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like he could play without all the flopping and stuff.
Mhm.
But
A lot of people debate on like how the referees call the game for the Thunder and stuff. I just feel like every team like takes advantage of flopping and stuff, even Wemby at times. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, in your opinion, like, what's the way that they can change that?
Like they added like a rule, like if you flop, you're supposed to be like a take or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't think that's ever been called. So I
Yeah,
just feel like they just have to like enforce that rule and
yeah,
then like really get teams to like really just stop
yeah.
flopping.
You started off playing basketball, I believe, was in middle school. What drew you into like playing initially?
To be honest, I really like mom and dad was really just getting me to try different sports and stuff. So basketball, like I don't know, I just really like just I guess fell in love with it at the time, and then I just kept going from there.
Playing at North Forney High School, what was that experience like being in, a high school environment? A lot of kids are slow to adjust,
Yeah.
but what allowed you to like take your game to the next level?
I started off on the freshman team, but like another thing, like I was new to the area. Like at first, I didn't live in the Forney area, so moving there, like it was really like nobody knew me, so I'm really gonna have to start from the bottom. So I was really just putting in work, like hooping in practice, stuff like that, and then I really just like started making a name for myself in the school, and then the coaches started like showing trust in me. Then the next year I was on varsity, and then it really just kept going up from there.
Yeah. So let's go all the way back to your childhood. I remember you from when you was in Pampers, bro, and we used to give you the fake controller to play the game. But from what you can remember, at least, growing up in Iowa, what do you remember from bits and pieces of that moment?
And Iowa, to be honest, I really don't like really remember there. Like it wasn't it wasn't like the nicest of like towns, stuff like that. And I really just remember like some of the food spots for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's called like Happy Joe's and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. And then so you transitioned, you moved to Texas with your dad and your mom. Talk about that initial part of having your pops and your mom in the same household from what you can remember at a young age.
I think at the time, like I wasn't really like thinking it. But I basically thought like that was normal. Really,
Yeah.
like not many people like really grew up with different parents in separate homes. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just living like just a kid. So I was just like really just thinking everything normal. I wasn't really thinking I was different and nothing like that,
Mm-hmm.
or blessed to have that opportunity of having both of them in the same home with
Mm-hmm.
me.
You had your brother in the household as well. Describe the influence that he had on you at a young age.
I remember, like I always wanted to like hang around him. Like I always looked at him and his friends like as the cool kids. I was always trying to hang around them. So, I feel like he basically like made me laugh a lot. Like he made me laugh. He used to like a lot, like let me play with them and stuff like that. So I used to just look at him and be like he cool, like he a cool dude.
Would you say a lot of that had an influence on you kind of coming out your shell? Because I remember you like being a quiet kid,
Yeah.
and you're still like kind of a reserved person. But was that an influence that allowed you to kind of open up?
I feel it. I don't think I was out of my shell just yet. I don't think I got out of my shell to like kind of high school, but that like started introducing me to like talking to like new people I don't even know, like stuff like that. So I think like that did like influence a little bit.
What were the initial challenges? Like, you know, teenagers stepping into high school, there's a lot of different influences and pulls that try to, you know, pull them in different directions. What would you say was your biggest challenges heading into high school?
Really just like being responsible, like going into high school from middle school, like I just had to be way more responsible and stay on top of my work. I kept like slacking. And I remember that was my like first time getting, I think it was a C, and like C in the class, and I was just like, dang, like, and it's not that it was bad or nothing, but it's just like I wasn't used to getting like C's and stuff, so I was just like that really like woke me up. Like I gotta stay on top like of my grades, stay on top of my work, stuff like that.
Talk about the importance of grades because you know it's talked about a lot, but that eventually opened up opportunities for you at the next level. So, why are grades so important, even in a space where kids really don't really care about grades anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah, people think like grades not important and stuff like that, but that gives you like so many opportunities to go to college. Like if you want to do sports, like coaches they're looking for like student athletes first. Like the student comes first. Everybody says that. So like you really have to stay on top of your grades and like say you get to college and like you're not on top of your grades, like you can't play and you're ineligible. So that's really the like you just have to like focus on your grades more than you would think.
Your pops was in your life since a young age. What has your dad like influences, stuff he may have told you that kind of propelled you into the man you are today?
I remember I was always like a mama's boy, so I wasn't really, you know, like living with my dad as much. But when I moved in with my dad, he basically started like showing me how to be more responsible, like little things like making me take out the trash, do chores. Like that was just little things that showing me like okay, like I'm one of the men of the house, so now I gotta step up and start acting like as a man of the house. So basically, that's where it all started. Like the responsibility, like he basically just showed me the way, and the way he like provides for his family, like works hard, gets up every day, like that's like inspiring. So like I wanna, like me personally, I wanna have a family one day. I wanna be able to provide for them. So just seeing, him do that every single day, like that was like one of my goals as well.
Like you said, him providing for the family and you know the different stuff he does for your little brothers as well, and the countless times he took you to AAU practice, stuff like that. Um, what seeing the sacrifices he made, uh, what did you kind of like get from that? I know you mentioned, you know, like him showing you how to be a man in the household, but outside of the household, just every day, like the little things, being present at practices and games and stuff. What did that show you?
A lot of people like they don't have the like opportunity to have their parents come to the game. So like him being at every game, every practice, like making sure I'm there on time, stuff like that. Like that's like I never like, and now I'm thinking about like I never really told him like I appreciate him for that, but I really do like thank him because like he didn't have to do that. I didn't like it's a lot of people that like they're not able to have the same opportunity as me. So like I'm lucky to even be able to play AU and go to practice and stuff like that. So really just like it means a lot to see him like working just for me to be able to have the opportunities I have.
You lost your mom some years ago, and I know you went on Instagram kind of sharing your testimony, which was huge because it showed it was the first time that I've seen you truly open up in that space. You know what I mean? How was the like sigh of relief being able to like kind of get those emotions out and stuff? Like what influenced you to, number one, going on live and doing that, but then number two, like what did you take away from it? Like,
Um, I remember leading up to it. I've been thinking about it for like weeks and months. Like I've been thinking about it, but I kept thinking like what if people like look at this and like they start judging me and stuff. But then like I remember the day of, I was just like why does that matter? Like why do I care about what they are thinking of me? Like and then I remember my friends telling me like if they're judging me based off me telling my story and getting like to where I am today, like what does that say about them as a person? So I just ended up making a video. I definitely had to like remake it a couple of times because I don't. It was something with the time limit or something like that. But I posted it, and then I remember I got like comments, I got like text messages, and then when I seen that, I was just like happy because like I was honestly like able to help like other people, like inspire other people to keep going, motivate them. So I was like, when I posted it, I was like, okay, like I'm good now, I'm good. And really just like showing people like no, like you shouldn't care what other people think. Like, and if you want to like get your story out, like I did, like do that. Like it's nothing stop you but you. You know what I mean?
I remember you mentioning on the video that, you know, it was like those different steps where you were being introduced to your faith in Christ, right? And you were talking about how you actually started like, you know, praying and seeking the peace and actually finding it. You know what I mean? Talk about why it was so challenging. You see it a lot of times with former athletes playing basketball, football, whatever sport. They attach their identity to the sport. You know what I mean? So why was it so important for you to get grounded in your faith?
Um, like you said, like I my whole life, like I've been playing basketball. Like that's what everybody knows me for. Like everybody knows me playing basketball. So I really just have to like take a step back and just like okay, like find who I am like without basketball because it's not gonna be here forever. So really finding who I am without basketball, and I couldn't do that without getting closer to God. So I just like really want like growing my faith every day. Like I want to make it to heaven one day. So I just and another thing, thank you to you because I remember I had reached out to you and like you showed me like the steps. You helped me get closer to him and stuff like that. So really just showing me how to grow my faith and showing me like what's the importance behind growing my faith.
Let's talk about, bro, a huge traumatic event that still lives with you to this day was the death of your mom, right? So let's bring us back to like the scene. What do you remember from that day?
I can't lie. I remember like every single like detail of that, like of that day, really everything for real. I remember the start. She used to always, cause she had work like early in the morning, so she used to take me to my dad's house at like 6, I think, and then I would just catch the bus from there. And then I don't know why, but I think we had got into like some type of argument or something, and then um she ended up saying like whenever I was getting out the car, she said I love you, but I didn't like I was just kid, I'm mad, like I didn't say it back. And but not knowing like that's gonna be the last time like, I'm gonna get the chance to say that to her. So later that day is game day, 7th grade. Um I don't know if a lot of people know, but like in middle school or the middle school I went to, it was like this game. So obviously you played at the middle school, but it was one game like you played at the high school. So we're watching the B team warm up, stuff like that. And one of my teammates that came in, and he was like, um, they said your mom's outside on the floor. But like I didn't think he was like I don't know why he would play around about something like that, but like I didn't think he was being serious because like there's no way. But then a lady that worked there, she had came in there and said the same things. I was like, okay, let me get up. I ran outside, and then that's when I seen her like like just laying on the ground, like right outside the car. And I didn't know what was going on. I was just a little kid. I'm scared. I'm crying, and I seen the ambulance. And luckily there was two, like, I guess it was an older couple there, and luckily they had called the ambulance, because if they didn't do that, like, who knows how long she would have just been there. But called the ambulance, and then I remember my friend Tristan, he had came out, like basically like just comforting me, helping me, and then they had took her to the hospital, and then everybody was like telling me it was like it was gonna be okay, stuff like that, and they kept asking me like, do I want to play? So I don't I don't know why I did, but I played, because I think I was just thinking like, okay, like everything really is gonna be okay. Like she's not, like, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna go to the hospital. They're gonna do what they need to do. Yeah. So I'll just play my game, and I did. Like I played like a real good game that game. Like I think that was the best game I played, like in seventh grade. But then ended the night off after that game. We went to the hospital, and then we had stayed there for a couple of days, and then it was like time for me to go back to school, because like it was already missed like a whole bunch of days of school. So I think this was the 8th that like she went to the hospital. So probably like I think it was like the 13th or the 12th, something like that. Um, I'm in school, and then I'm in athletics, and I just remember like I couldn't even practice. Like, I'm just overthinking everything. I'm just crying. Like I don't even cry in front of people, but like for some reason, like obviously the reason is clear.
Your mom,
but, but I just started crying. So I had to like walk to the locker room. So then a couple of days later, the 14th, I'm at home, and then my dad called me in their room, and he was saying, sit down, like I need to talk to you. So I'm like, dang, what is he finna say? So he basically like sat down next to me, like put his arm around me, and he was basically saying, the doctor said they could do like the doctor said they did like everything they could, but like nothing was working, so they have to pull the plug because she wasn't like breathing on her own. So when I heard that, like my heart just dropped. Like I didn't know what to do. It's like I couldn't even move. Like I was just froze. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. My heart just dropped, and I just started crying. So then um, went to the hospital, all my like family and stuff there, and then I seen them like pull like the plug out the wall, and then it was like 30 minutes later. I don't know what it's called, but like the thing where you hear the heartbeat, yeah, like it just kept going faster and faster and faster, and then it just like flatlined, and then that like that was it.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you for sharing that, man. From that event, bro, like seeing your mom like just lifeless on the bed, you know what I mean? As a young kid, that can be very traumatic, you know what I mean? Yeah. So how did you like from then on, did you feel like you were holding stuff in, like you didn't really know how to talk about it, or in what ways did you eventually get to the point to like being able to share this?
I was always like, I was never really like scared to talk about like what happened, but it would just have to be like if somebody asked me about it, I'll just tell them. But I just kept it to myself, just kept trying to, push through the days, like smile, be happy. And then eventually like that kind of like backfired on me, because at the time, like, I was a little kid, like I didn't really know how to deal with it for real. Like I didn't really know how to deal with the pain and stuff like that. And then it eventually like backfired when I got to college.
You lose your mom, right? And you're going through that that journey of like kind of in a way, bro, it's like a rediscovering like what is life like without my mom here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, you mentioned that you grew up with your brother, right? And then later on, you eventually got tragic news about him. Kind of talk about like what it was like going from, losing your mom and then you having your brother left and then eventually losing him too.
Yeah. As you said, like it was like on my mom's side of the family, like it was only me, my mom, and him, like in Texas. So like it was just us, like we spent every day together, like doing everything together. So when I got the news, um, he got into it's a another like I remember all the details. Like um, it was a school night, and then like it was my dad, my stepmom, and my stepsister. They all walked in my room at like 6 in the morning, and I didn't like. I'm just not waking up. Like I don't even know what's like going on. And it was his birthday, so like you know how like it hits midnight, you text happy birthday. So I did that. We had like a little conversation, and he was like, "I'm gonna be down in Texas soon," because he moved back to Iowa. So they came in at 6, and then they basically said he got into a car wreck and like he didn't make it. So when I heard that, it was like first my mom, like I thought like okay, like we gonna just be cool from that. But then losing my brother, like that just to be honest, like that just made me like numb. Like I couldn't really feel anything anymore. Like after that until like that whole day, like I was just I just I don't know I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I was just on the edge of the bed, like just not saying words, like not showing facial expressions, like just staring. But later that day, um, I don't know what it was, but I was just like looking out the window, and then like everything just hit me. Like I just started crying, like, and I don't know how my dad knew because my room's upstairs and everybody else was downstairs. But as soon as I was about to start crying, he had walked in. I don't know how I don't know how he did that, but I everything just hit me at once. So I just started crying, and I just started realizing like my mom's gone, my brother's gone. Like I don't know like what to do. Like I don't. I was questioning like why is everything like happening to me? Like why is all this happening to me? But I was like that caught me like all the way off guard because like I was just talking to him. Like I wasn't even expecting like news that he would get into a car wreck and pass away from that. And then especially like on his birthday, like that I feel like to me like that made it even like more sad because like you was like you I don't know.
Yeah, bro, it's a lot easier said than done what you did, bro. You know what I mean? Like just from the fact of like a lot of men that deal with like grief and loss. Like I know like when I lost my dad, I can vividly remember the moment you're talking about like the numbness. You know what I mean? It's like you really just like don't know how to feel at the moment, right? How did you like navigate on a day-to-day life after that? You know what I mean? Like because it's easy to say it's one thing to be like, I just kind of push through it. But like describe what that actually looked like. Like were there days, there's up and down days, you know what I mean? Were there days where you was like super down and like who helped pick you up in those moments?
Really, um, my friends really like my um my friends DJ, Eli, Dontrell, like all of them, like we was all like basically I was just with them every day, like and that was during school, so I would wake up, go to practice, like smile, laugh, go through school, like smile, laugh through school, really just keep my mind off everything. And then after school, like we always hanging out. So it was really just I was basically just running from like the reality, like basically just running from the feelings that I didn't like I wasn't ready to like really feel for real. So it was really just like my friends for real that just kept me like just happy, smiling. Cause another thing, nobody like nobody until I posted that my testimony on my Instagram, like nobody like knew like what I was going through. Nobody knew what I've been through because everybody sees me like smiling, like everybody sees me laughing, but like nobody really knows like what's really going on behind the scenes. So I just had to keep it like just keep it together, like just keep smiling, keep going.
Now we spin off to you go to college, right? On a basketball opportunity. It's your first time really being away from home, right?
Yeah.
And bro, I know I know how that can get, man. Talk about like the nervousness leading up to that and kind of like, like having the opportunity to play at the next level, but also still trying to find your identity still.
I I like nobody even knows this, but like the days leading up to me moving out to go to college, like I was like almost crying, like dang, like I'm really finna leave. Like I gave my dad a hug like one last time, and he don't even know, but like I almost started like crying, like I was shedding tears.
Yeah.
But really, just the nervousness like eventually went away. Like as the days went, I started meeting like my friends there, like meeting my teammates, and really just I was basically like the little bro of the group. I was like I'm a freshman, like everybody else just older than me, so they was basically just helping me, basically like showing me around, showing me how it's like showing me what it's like. So I was really just with them, and that's that like that helped me get out the bubble I was in, like helped me get out the shyness and stuff like that.
You're still like navigating, like you said, like that identity shift of like still trying to find who you are. You know what I mean? Did you at some point like start to feel like a weight of like, man, like this basketball stuff is kind of getting too much? You know what I mean? Or like I kind of like am interested in exploring myself outside of the sport. Like when did that kind of come about?
I can't even lie. When the first so throughout high school, like or throughout my whole life, really, like I never just sat on the bench. Like not even trying to be like cocky or nothing, but like
You was him,
yeah,
basically.
I was always like good. Like, I was always better than everybody.
Yeah.
So I was always starting, like playing almost a full game. And then the first game of college, I was just on the bench, like just watching. And at halftime, like I realized like he really didn't put me in. It kind of started hitting me. Like I don't know what I was feeling, but I was hurt. And then the second half came about, didn't play, and then I was like, okay, like maybe I'll just earn my way. And then season kept going, and I kept like peeping stuff, and I know like I'm putting in the work, but it's just not getting me on the court. So then on top of that, like we had like conditioning early morning, like individual workouts, practice.
It's a lot.
Study hall. Then on top of that, we have to do like our own classes. Like we have to go to class, do our own homework. So it was really just like a lot. And then I was just like thinking to myself, like it obviously like I could handle it. I was doing it for a little minute, but at the same time, it was just like I'm not enjoying like just sitting on the bench. Like I'm doing all this just to sit on the bench. That's what I was thinking. So oh, that's kind of where like it shifted.
With you like putting down basketball and stuff, are there moments that you can like look back and reflect on like, like either like I really miss it or is it kind of like at peace or knowing that, it is what it is?
It's mainly like at peace. Like I haven't really like just been sad like I'm not playing basketball no more. But at the same time, it has been times like, but at the same time, like I was fine. Like I wasn't really. worried or not worried, but like not sad or nothing that I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm at peace. I was at peace with it.
Yeah. What is one piece of advice you would give to your younger self? With you, like, living life thus far, you reflecting back throughout your journey, the ups and downs. If you were able to talk to your younger self, what's one piece of advice you would give?
Um, I would say really like just be like be yourself. Like don't let nobody like really just influence your decisions. Like try to like basically like you know what you like want at the end of the day. So like you are the one that has to like live your life. Nobody else can live it for you. So really don't like really just be yourself. Like just don't let other people influence you into doing like stuff or making decisions that you really don't like for real.
Turn on the lamp, I don't go postal till God give it stamp. We going global, I'm in with the champs. I sit at the Oval, they told me I can't, Turn on the lamp, I don't go postal till God give it stamp. We going global, I'm in with the champs.